Dave Chappelle is back, ladies and gentlemen, and he's got this amazing new special called The Dreamer. And there's already several clips going viral. Why? Well, because according to thepinknews.com, Dave Chappelle comes for trans people once again in his new special. He certainly did. And in it, he actually makes the joke that he's not going to go after trans people anymore, but he's going to go after handicapped people because he loves punching down. Dude, Dave Chappelle is absolutely hilarious. And this shows the tremendous cultural victories that we are experiencing as we enter this tumultuous 2024. Now, I know there's a lot of bad news and scary news about the political world. But the reason why I think we are seeing this mass migration, the Biden administration facilitating illegal immigration, this abject corruption, is because of the desperation of these political establishment forces, knowing they are losing the culture war. When Donald Trump gets elected, assuming everything goes smoothly, which I don't know will happen, but in the event, I should say this, of a Donald Trump election, he's going to start weeding out these corrupt individuals who are going to scream and cry and claim he's being a dictator because he's getting rid of corruption. Perhaps it's what you need in politics. You need someone who's strong enough to say, y'all broke the law, y'all get arrested. Now, Trump said that in 2015-16 about Hillary Clinton, and he didn't do it. I'm sure he regrets it. But maybe we will see a Trump victory. Maybe not. I don't know what's going to happen at the end of this year. There's so much crazy stuff going on. But I can tell you this. Dave Chappelle's new special exemplifies cultural victories. He's the GOAT. He's the funniest comedian of our generation, hands down. And he is outright pulling no punches, saying this stuff makes him, he breaks down how he feels about it. He's allowed to feel how he wants to feel about it. It's another big story in the news. And this is Green Day. On New Year's Eve, singing in their song, American Idiot, I'm not a part of a MAGA agenda. And everybody's losing their minds. But I really don't care. Apparently, the dude said the same thing in 2019. I'm not a part of a MAGA agenda. And nobody really went crazy over it at that point. And why is it surprising to anybody that an urban liberal establishment plastic personality is going to be an establishment personality? Because I just think it's silly. But I do think there's something important to point out. The song American Idiot by Green Day was their first foray into the Billboard Hot 100. That's why when we release music, I'm so, passionate saying like, buy the song, support our work, because we want to hit that chart. Because we want to be able to say that we are countering these groups of people. Green Day, big famous band, right? It wasn't until American Idiot they actually got on the Hot 100 charts. That is like the top 100 songs of the week. And they got on it with American Idiot. These guys are as plastic as they come. They don't know or care about politics. They're pandering to a political party, and it worked for them. Well, we're not pandering to anybody in our music. We want to show we are countering that. So we've got news where we're at currently with Together Again. The official numbers should have come out today, but because of the holiday, I think it'll be tomorrow. But we did get the previous week's numbers, and charting in 2 areas already with Together Again. So this was our biggest release. We'll see if Billboard actually calculates it properly, but who knows? Maybe we'll crack that as well. I bring that up just to point out our cultural endeavors are succeeding, and Dave Chappelle exemplifies tremendous success, holding that line and saying, dude, chill the F out. Here's the story. And I'm using the Pink News, of course, because they're oh so angry. Dave Chappelle has continued to mock trans people in his latest Netflix special, The Dreamer. The Dreamer, which dropped on Sunday, December 31st, focuses on the early years of Chappelle's career in entertainment and how he became successful. But the comedian, who has previously been criticized for comments about trans people, quickly moved on to making jokes at the expense of the trans community. Just a few minutes into the show, he told the audience that trans people make him feel as if he has to go along with them, comparing it to Jim Carrey pretending to be acting as Andy Kaufman. I'm going to play a short snippet of this, not the full thing, just a clip so you can get the general idea for yourself. But here's a tweet from Billboard Chris. Dave Chappelle's new special is out and he's telling the truth. Here's what Dave Chappelle says.
And I didn't understand. And then he came over and he was acting weird. I didn't know he was acting like Andy Kaufman. Just like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, hello. Andy? Now, in hindsight, how fucking lucky am I that I got to see one of the greatest artists of my time immersed in one of his most challenging processes ever. Very lucky to have seen that. But as it was happening, I was very disappointed. Because I wanted to meet Jim Carrey, and I had to pretend this nigga was Andy Kaufman all afternoon. And he was clearly Jim Carrey. I could look at him and I could see he was Jim Carrey. Anyway, I say all that to say, that's how trans people make me feel.
Notice the thunderous applause. The audience is clapping and cheering as he breaks all this down, saying, that's how trans people make me feel. A story about Andy Kaufman. And he was like, I know it's Jim Carrey. It's interesting. He also makes another point in another clip where he talks about going to jail, which I will play for you now.
God forbid I ever go to jail. But if I do, I hope it's in California. Because as soon as the judge sentenced me, I'll be like, Your Honor, before you sentence me, I just went to court to know I identify as a woman. Send me to women's jail. And as soon as I get in there, you know what I'm gonna be doing? Give me a fruit cocktail, bitch, before I knock your motherfucking teeth out. I'm a girl just like you, bitch. Come over here and suck this girl dick I got. Don't make me explain myself. I'm a girl.
He can't help himself. He can't. But oh boy, the Pink News is very mad. He went on to say, if you guys came here to this show tonight thinking that I'm going to make fun of those people again, you've come to the wrong show. I'm not effing with those people anymore. It wasn't worth the trouble. I ain't saying ish about them. Maybe 3 or 4 times tonight, but that's it. Haha. I'm tired of talking about them. And you want to know why I'm tired of talking about them? Because these people act like I needed them to be funny. Well, that's ridiculous. I don't need you. Chappelle claimed he had a whole new angle coming because he's now targeting disabled people. Tonight, I'm doing all handicapped jokes. They're not as organized as the gays, and I love punching down. Dave Chappelle is amazing. Chappelle then returned to his thoughts about the trans community. To be honest with you, I've been trying to repair my relationship with the transgender community because I don't want them to think I don't like them. You know how I've been repairing it? I wrote a play because I know gays love plays. It's a very sad play. It's moving. It's about a black transgender woman whose pronoun is sadly the N-word. It's a tearjerker. At the end of the play, she dies of loneliness because white liberals don't know how to speak to her. Yo, Dave, what up? Chappelle has come under fire in recent years. Blah, 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 blah. Listen, man, you got to have a sense of humor about this stuff. All right. And I don't think making jokes about people means you hate them. It doesn't. Dave Chappelle is, look, here's the thing. I don't care if somebody's trans. Go live your life, mind your own business. Do whatever you want to do. That's fine. Libertarian. Just keep the stuff. No child sex changes. No kid stuff. Just keep that away from kids. And you could just be a clown for all I care. But we're not going to do clown education. This is the thing. When they talk about we got to do LGBT education in schools, I'm like, no, we don't, because we don't have skateboard education in schools. Okay. My point is your subculture is not something that needs to be in grade school curriculum. Because if we're just going to sit here and be like, I have a lifestyle that should be included in the curriculum. Okay, well then how about we do skateboarding? Hey, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. We should have a book on skateboarding. We should give the kids, it should be a mandated thing. No, that's silly. Now, of course, there's gym. And gym's a bunch of different things. They're trying to ban dodgeball everywhere. It's so stupid. My point is this. Here's a group of people who as adults choose to live the way they want to live, and then they're demanding that children be educated on this stuff. And I'm like, why? There's a whole bunch of subculture, like punk education. Well, that's an identity. The way you dress, the way you feel. We're going to bring these books into schools and make all the kids wear these outfits. No, that's silly. You can come to me if you're an anarchist. Well, get out of here with this stuff. It's your ideology. I don't care. These people want to be put everywhere politically. Now, why is it then that all these big social media companies will ban you if you have a political opinion on a lifestyle? Isn't that just stupid and weird? Dude, imagine if YouTube had a video where it was like, you're not allowed to criticize skateboarders. You'd be like, huh? What are you talking about? I skateboard and I got criticism of skateboarders. Yeah, these young kids, they don't understand when they're waxing up these ledges and these buildings and skating, like, why are they kicking me out? I'm just skating. It's like, dude, it's someone's property of an insurance company that tells them if they don't, they're going to lose their insurance. And it's not about you skateboarding. It's about little old ladies slipping and falling. And if they don't have insurance, they're going to have to pay for that. And if the insurance company finds out they're letting you skate and not trying to stop it, they're going to be like, well, you let people do this. It's not so simple. Skateboarders. But you get my point. What if YouTube was like, oh, you better not say that. You better not. That's ridiculous. But there's one group of people of a particular lifestyle that gets some kind of unilateral protections. Dude, Dave, make fun of whoever you want to make fun of, okay? So stupid because they're like, civil rights is supposed to be about immutable characteristics. You know what I mean? But certain lifestyle practices are a choice. Certain, like I'm talking about the way you choose to dress in public. Now you can be, it's like, well, but I have this identity and it's true to myself to wear this. I'm like, yeah, and I like wearing a beanie. Imagine if they're like, oh, you can't make fun of Tim for wearing a beanie anymore. It's the stupidest thing. Make fun of me all you want, dude. I don't care. You can make people make fun of me for a lot of things. By all means, welcome to America. Welcome to free speech. But I love it. I love it because Dave Chappelle is setting a standard in the culture wars, refusing to back down. This is why I say it's so important to speak up and not just get pushed around, not just bend the knee. Dave Chappelle says, here's how I feel about it. Everyone laughs, thunderous applause, because you're not alone. A lot of people don't like being pushed around by these political zealots. And if somebody is trans, go do your thing. But guess what? Dave Chappelle, anybody, you're allowed to make fun of everybody. He even makes fun of, he includes a black woman in there. He's making fun of everybody. Someone who goes by the N-word, and then he makes fun of white liberals. Good. Make fun of people. Mock this. There's an article written by Lectern Guy mocking January 6th, and that's the point. Mockery. But let's talk about the other big cultural news. I love this one. Rolling Stone says Trump supporters have meltdown after Green Day slam MAGA agenda during New Year's show. The band changed the lyrics to their 2004 song American Idiot while performing on ABC's Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest. Oh, Green Day. I like Green Day when I was 12. I can play a bunch of their songs. It's great. Pop punk, pop rock. I don't go to Green Day for any, deep philosophical understanding because their songs are all about drinking, doing drugs, and whacking off. I'm not kidding. Like Long View, one of their big songs, is, about cranking it. And then you have Hitchin' a Ride, which is about drinking booze to excess. And a lot of their songs are about depression and teenage angst. And it's just like not all that deep. And so when I was a kid, and I could play these songs, they came out with an album and they had a song like Warning, and it was like very acoustic, and they got ragged on for it. I can't remember who said this, but some like punk rocker said they killed punk rock. And that really offended Billy Joe, I guess. So then they decided to do this album, American Idiot, where they're like, we're going to be punk rock and it's a grenade, but it's a heart. And then we're going to call Americans idiots and all that stuff. And to be fair, criticizing the Iraq war was a good thing. But now, because this guy is a vapid establishment celebrity, guys, can I just point out, like, this song is this song is 20 years old. Here's a guy whose heyday was the 90s, who is performing New Year's Eve. Okay, dude. Look, man, I got no beef. There's a lot of bands that I like are similar age who've been around for a long time. I'm just saying, like, this song was written 20 years ago. So he's going to change the lyrics fine, but it does not make sense anymore. It's an old song for a different era. Using it as a protest song today about a MAGA agenda makes no sense. If the song is supposed to be about propaganda and people being manipulated, that's not the MAGA people. Of course, the left will claim it is because they're quite literally who Billy Joe was criticizing back in the day. The establishment individuals were all aligned and in favor of war. So here's where we are. The reason why I bring this up is, for one, I do think it's stupid. I'm seeing all these tweets from people being like, I can't believe Billy Joe would say this. And I'm like, who cares? It's so stupid. It's the importance of culture, the importance of building culture. Let me explain something for you guys right here. This is American Idiot Wikipedia. I know there's no H in there, but I added the H anyway. Okay, so they say one of the two explicitly political songs on the album, the other was Holiday, American Idiot says that mass media has orchestrated paranoia and idiocy among the public, citing cable news coverage of the Iraq War. They have these Geraldo-like journalists in the tanks, these soldiers getting play-by-play. He felt that American news crossed the line from journalism to reality TV, showcasing violent footage undercover with advertisements. CNN did that. Remember when it was where was it? Was it Ukraine? The sirens were going off, and then it cuts to an Applebee's commercial, and everyone started just mocking CNN. Really, Joe, where'd you go? All of a sudden, you're now in defense. He says he went to write the song after hearing Lynyrd Skynyrd's song, That's How I Like It. It was like, I'm proud to be a redneck. And I was like, oh my God, why would you be proud of something like that? It's exactly what I'm against. Look, like rednecks, a country guy. If you're singing about someone who's proud about chaos, destruction, war, conflict, propaganda, by all means, criticize them. But it's not what redneck means. Redneck just means like backcountry folk or whatever. Whatever. You call it whatever you want to mean, I guess. It typically, the name comes from people who are working, blue-collar workers. And so they'd be out in the sun and they would get sunburned and they had rednecks. Isn't that funny? That's what he's against? Yeah, we're not surprised, dude. The song emphasizes strong language, blah, 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 blah. Take a look at this, my friends. Released in 2004, the single peaked at 61 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming Green Day's first Hot 100 chart entry. All of Green Day's other hits had only managed to chart in the Hot 100 airplay or bubbling under Hot 100. That means airplay, it was put on the radio. It wasn't selling. It wasn't getting, at the time, streams didn't really matter. But it was not getting, I want to be careful here, but airplay is play on the radio, meaning people were choosing to play it. There's a difference between that and hot demand that really is the big song. They would typically be bubbling under Hot 100, so they got close. However, the appearance of American Idiot in the U.S. singles charts occurred just prior to Billboard's inclusion of internet download purchases into the Hot 100 chart data, which would have made a significant difference in the song's peak had it benefited from the new chart tabulation system. American Idiot became Green Day's first top 5 single in the UK, peaking at number 3. Well, they just loved making fun of us. That's the point. American Idiot, mocking the American people, being critical of them. At the time, I totally understand. 20 years ago, the criticism, and it's apt today, of people marching in lockstep with corporate press. That's why it matters so much that we produce culture and we challenge this. They say Weird Al Yankovic made a parody called Canadian Idiot, making fun of Canadians. Haha. People, Ian Winwood of Kerrang said Green Day did for their generation and the country what Sex Pistols did for the UK in 1977 for a nation sick with love for a parasitical royal family. You know, it's kind of sad. I can respect. 2004. They write a song and they're saying this idiot nation controlled by their TV, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. The song doesn't play today. If he was gonna play the song today, he wouldn't be saying MAGA agenda. That's what I mean. Including MAGA agenda in it doesn't play. He should say, I'm not a part of a corporate press agenda. And he could come out and be like, I don't care if you support Trump or Biden or anybody else. Anybody marching in lockstep with a media machine and not paying attention to the world is part of the American idiot problem. Instead, he's like, Donald Trump is bad. We heard that one on CNN a million times. Congratulations, Billy Joe. It's vapid and boring. It's washed up. He could have made it something good. He could have updated, but he did not. And that's why I talk about the importance of the work that we're doing. So the latest data we have so far, we got Together Again. It's a song we put together. It's the cover of the song from Smokey Mike and the God King. And it hit number 6 on digital sales. Number 6. Now, these are the numbers for the week previous, the previous week to our launch, which means the data should be coming out tomorrow. And this could be it. I don't know, whatever. We hit digital sales and we also hit emerging artists number 9. Take a look at this. Wow. I don't know how that one calculates, but this is the point. Daily Wire's making movies, making shows. What we want in the culture war is to take over. What I see with the Daily Wire, Hollywood retreats, their movies are getting worse and worse. Oh, I just watched the new Hunger Games last night because I'm like, I don't know, we'll check it out. It's on Amazon. And it was awful. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, this is a blockbuster big movie. And it felt like it was a made-for-home movie. I'm not kidding. It's like there's no character development. There's no real story. The movie just starts and we don't care about the characters. Costume design is fairly weak. The editing, the tone, I'm just like, it looks like a college film. It looks like an indie film. I was kind of surprised, to be completely honest. It's not that good. And you got stars in it, but I'm like, wow, man, it really is falling apart. And I see that Daily Wire steps up and starts taking over these spaces. And that's how I've described it. There's this mountaintop where you got Hollywood on top. They own the top of the mountain. They left. And now there's nobody up there. And the Daily Wire's like, we'll go up there. I'm saying the same thing. Here's the point. When it comes to music, You know, they want to make the argument. This is really funny. We released the song "Only Ever Wanted." We actually, it was a really big release, and I'm like not like we're anywhere near any of the top artists or anything like The Weeknd or Taylor Swift or anything like that. But for a new emerging artist with a few songs, we do really, really, really well. So so far, that means 4 of 5 songs have charted on Billboard, and the only song that didn't was the song that we didn't do any marketing for. Well, we released it, and I just wanted to see like if we just put a song out and did nothing, what do we get? And it's got like it's got a like 350 to 400K across all different platforms, 400K plays. Not a whole lot, but a lot for a new band. It's like the fourth song we ever put out. Then we get together again. It's got 8 point. Actually, I think it's got like 9 or 10 million across the board. Different platforms have different plays, and it's probably, I got to be honest, because not only did we promote it, but the Daily Wire also assisted because it's, you know, Jeremy Boring and Michael Knowles' song. That combined promotion, I think, did us really, really well. And it's we've sold the most. We got the most plays. So I think it'll chart the best. And the point is simply this. We're putting out this music, and you got these people saying, oh, but, you know, he's just telling his fans to buy it. And I'm like, isn't that what all artists do? They have fans. They buy. Yeah, but like these are guys who produced music, and the music was really good, so their fans wanted to buy their new music. And I'm like, Look, y'all made it political. The left did. And now they're upset that because a culture war space is utilizing the culture war to sell music. That's kind of the point. American Idiot was a song that was purely political to play at politics at the time to generate attention and sales. This is what they did. And it was Green Day's first Hot 100 chart entry. Quite literally, instead of doing a song that was like Warning or whatever, or Brain Stew, they were like, let's do something topical and political about the current state of affairs so that it generates a ton of attention and we hit the charts. Really? Well, we didn't even do that. Together Again is not about any of that. Together Again is just a song about friends, a guy missing his friend and then wanting to be with his friend, whatever. That's the point. They say, you're getting your fans to buy it. Of course I am. And they did. And that means that we, as a machine, can produce apolitical music and reach the Billboard charts. Unlike Green Day and their MAGA agenda complaints, that's what they had to do to get on the charts. So when they want to say, oh, he's grifting, no, we made mock pop music. It's funny. Genocide, which we released and did chart as well, is political. And you know what's really funny? If you like the original message of American Idiot, listen to the song Genocide that we put out, which mocks the corporate press and the mainstream media and cable TV. And we have a music video for it and did really well. It charted on Billboard. And so we did that. But we had already hit Billboard with 2 songs, so I didn't really have to do it. This is my point. Green Day, being cheered on for ranting about the MAGA agenda, did exactly what these people are criticizing all these other people like Tom McDonald or me for doing. No. We put out music, and this is the point we're making. We can drive sales. We can build culture. We can take these cultural spaces and put ourselves in them because we have built a parallel economy that has the capability of doing so. Now, how about them apples? Yo, isn't it amazing? Green Day had some of the biggest songs of the 90s, When I Come Around, and they did not break into the top 100 charts. Now, to be fair, we haven't either. But they only did it when they got political. It's marketing. They knew what was going on in the public sphere, and they said, we can do it. Bravo, guys. Congratulations. You found a way to sell a product. The reason why these woke people get so mad, here's what I love. When we put out Bright Eyes, it's got, like I said, like 300 to 400 across the board, our smallest release. We made a music video for it. I think it's a good song, rock, and we didn't do a lot of promotion for it. I didn't see anybody whinging. I didn't see any of these leftists coming out and complaining about it. They didn't say anything. Because you know what it is? This was part of the point. We release a song. Certainly, these top commentators who want to rag on us and lie about us, certainly they could have been like, haha, look at this song. It's not doing well at all. Look, his music's bad. They didn't. They didn't say anything. Why? It's only when we do well. It's only when the songs are charting that they make videos and they say, haha, this song is bad. Why? Because the songs are actually popular and they're doing well and they're charting. So we quietly release a song. We do no marketing for it. And they say nothing. And that was the point. They don't care about the music. They care about the fact that we are winning. And that was the experiment. We want to put out music because we like music. We make songs. So I put out a song and nobody bats an eye. We put out Together Again. And what happens? Same old playbook. Our biggest release yet. That's the point, man. Don't fall for their tricks. We're building the parallel economy. We're making the content and we're going to win. I'm going to leave it there. Next segment is coming up at 4 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.